Google may have just solved one of quantum computing's most stubborn problems, and it did it by letting the machine learn from its own mistakes while the computer is still running. This does not mean the chip can rebuild a broken qubit by itself. What it actually means is bigger than that. The system can now notice when its own controls are drifting out of tune, figure out which settings are causing the trouble, and fix itself without ever stopping the calculation. That single change could be the difference between a quantum computer that only runs for a few seconds and one that can actually run long enough to be useful. To see why that matters so much, we need to look at the real problem hiding underneath quantum computing, and it is not the one most people talk about. Everyone knows qubits are fragile, and that is the headline that gets repeated the most. But the deeper issue is that a quantum computer is an analog machine. Your laptop is digital, so a little electrical noise gets rounded away and forgotten. A quantum processor does not get that mercy. Its qubits are steered by physical microwave signals, and every one of those signals has a frequency, a strength, and a timing that has to be dialed in with extreme precision. And here's the catch. Those settings do not stay put. The hardware drifts. Temperature shifts slightly inside the control electronics. Tiny material defects move around near the chip. And the qubits themselves slowly change how they behave. A set of controls that was perfect an hour ago can quietly go wrong, and every operation run with those stale settings adds fresh errors into the computation. Think of an orchestra where the violins slip out of tune every few minutes. The music does not stop because the players are bad. It stops because someone keeps needing to retune the instruments. That is the real daily grind of running a quantum computer today, and the fix has always been blunt. You stop the whole computation, run a calibration routine, tune everything back up, and start over. That is fine for an experiment lasting a few seconds. It becomes a disaster for the algorithms people actually want a quantum computer for, like simulating chemistry or breaking modern encryption, because those jobs are expected to run for days or even months straight. You cannot pause a month-long calculation every time the hardware drifts a little. To understand Google's fix, you need to know how quantum error correction already works. Looking directly at a qubit destroys the information it is holding, so scientists cannot just peek and check if everything is fine. Instead, they group many physical qubits into one sturdier logical qubit and run parity checks that never touch the actual data, producing a simple signal, error or no error. That turns messy analog noise into something a computer can reason about. But those signals are vague. They tell you an error happened somewhere in a certain patch of the circuit, not exactly where. That is the job of a decoder. Google uses a neural network decoder called alpha qubit, which learns the noise patterns of the actual hardware, and a search-based decoder called tesseract, which works through the possibilities to find the most likely explanation. Both take the same stream of error signals and hand back a correction, and as long as errors stay rare enough, the underlying information survives. What none of these decoders ever tell you is why the error happened in the first place, and that gap turned out to be the whole story. Some errors are unavoidable physics, the natural leaking of a quantum system into its surroundings, and there is no engineering around that. But a large share of the remaining errors come from something completely fixable: bad calibration. Drifting control settings were showing up constantly in the error data, and until now, nobody was actually reading that part of the signal for what it was. For years, the standard fix was pure physics. Researchers built detailed models of the hardware, isolated each control parameter, and ran dedicated experiments to tune them one at a time. Google eventually automated much of this into a structured calibration process, and it worked well enough to get to a few hundred qubits. But hand-built physical models hit a ceiling eventually, and that is not unique to quantum computing. Computer vision stalled for years trying to describe the world with rigid geometric rules, and protein folding looked nearly impossible until a model simply learned it from data instead. Quantum calibration was sitting at the exact same wall. So Google gave the error detection data a second job. It still flows to the decoder to correct the logical qubit, but it also feeds a reinforcement learning agent that nudges thousands of control settings at once and learns which nudges improve performance. The tricky part is that the number researchers actually care about, the logical error rate, is nearly impossible to measure directly during a real computation, since it takes an enormous number of cycles to estimate accurately. So the agent optimizes a simpler stand-in instead, the average rate of error detection events across the circuit, which is cheap to measure and tracks the real goal closely enough to work. Instead of one impossible problem with thousands of connected variables, you get thousands of small, mostly separate problems that can be solved at the same time. Google tested this on its Willow chip in two ways. First, they took a processor that was already tuned by expert physicists using every traditional method available and let the learning agent loose on top of that. It still found another 20% reduction in the logical error rate, performance that decades of calibration science and human expertise had simply left on the table. That pushed Willow to a new record, a logical error rate of about 7.72 in 10,000 per cycle on one code, and about 8.19 in 1,000 on another, the best results shown on any qubit platform so far. Second, they deliberately broke the system on purpose, injecting artificial drift into the control settings to see what would happen. A fixed, unchanging set of controls degraded exactly as expected, with errors climbing steadily. But the learning agent tracked the drift and kept performance from falling, cutting the logical error rate by 24% and making the system 2.5 times more stable. When they let the agent also steer the decoder itself, those numbers climbed to a 31% reduction and a 3.5 times improvement in stability. In one stress test, researchers scrambled the controls so badly that the system's performance was completely destroyed, and the agent still found its way back to strong performance from scratch, which hints this method could eventually replace whole parts of the calibration process, rather than just polishing it. The obvious question with anything involving machine learning and quantum hardware is whether it actually scales, and the answer looks promising. In simulations of a much larger chip with roughly 40,000 control parameters, the number of training cycles the agent needed stayed the same no matter how big the system got, because each error detector only depends on a small local group of settings. Adding more qubits added more of these small problems, but did not make any single one harder. There is one honest limitation. Learning requires trying settings that are sometimes worse than the current best, and during a single long-running algorithm, that kind of exploration causes real, if usually recoverable, damage. Researchers found a threshold below a certain rate of hardware drift. The trade-off clearly favors the learning agent, and above it, a fixed calibration still wins for now. Sudden events like a stray cosmic ray hitting the chip fall on the wrong side of that line and still need to be handled separately. Right now, the agent uses a fairly simple model, because the connection between the chip and its classical controller is not fast enough yet to run anything more advanced. Speed that link up, and researchers could plug in a deeper model that learns the system's behavior alongside the control policy itself. The long-term goal Google is describing is a quantum processor that calibrates itself entirely from scratch, with no hand-built physics model and no human expert in the loop at all, and the idea is not limited to this one type of hardware. Any quantum system built from error detection signals and tunable knobs, whether trapped ions or something built years from now, could use the same approach. For a long time, the path to a reliable quantum computer was treated as purely a hardware problem, needing cleaner chips and more qubits. This result suggests a meaningful part of it was always a control problem instead. And control is exactly the kind of task modern machine learning is good at solving. The paper is open access in nature for anyone who wants to go through the full detail themselves. And it is worth remembering that this same idea does not care what kind of quantum hardware sits underneath it. Any system built from tunable knobs and error signals can use it, which means this might end up mattering less for what it did to one chip and more for what it proves is possible for every chip that comes after it.